Hey guys, Derek here with Derek's All MMA channel doing my UFC 126 prediction video. Had a good year so far. I'm 7-2-1 on my predictions. Told you guys I got some interesting predictions for this fight card, and let's get started right off the bat. First fight on the main card, Miguel Torres versus Antonio Banuloes. I think I think he's a very overrated. I think he had a dominance at the 135-pound division when a lot of the best fighters in the world were in the WC at 135. Since the exposure of the WEC over the years, you've seen better guys in that weight class drop down to 135, and I just think Miguel Torres, he's got a lot of skill. There's no doubt his skill sets is very nice. But I think his physical ability, even at 135, his strength, it just doesn't. I just don't see it anymore from Miguel Torres. Not that he's a great fighter, he is. He's accomplished a lot. But at the end of the day, I think with the 135 coming into the UFC, the better days of Miguel Torres being one of the elite fighters in that division has passed him by. Antonio Banuloes, good boxing, hits hard, got good wrestling, and I think the biggest factor in this fight is going to be the strength difference. I think Banuloes is going to, if he gets in trouble on his feet with Torres, he can take the fight down to the ground and he can stay out of submission. I see Banuloes winning this fight 30-27 unanimous decision. Upset pick there for you. Second fight on the main card, Jon Jones versus Ryan Bader. I've been saying this to a lot of my friends on here. If Jon Jones walks through Ryan Bader like he's done Brandon Vera, Vladimir Matyashenko, he should get a title shot, because to walk through a guy like Ryan Bader is saying a lot. On the other hand, Ryan Bader has, he's a wrestler who's got a hard right hand. He throws a very nasty right hand. If he catches you with it, you go out. I don't think Jon Jones is going to be able to just get in on Bader and just take him down like he did Matyashenko on Brandon Vera. Jon Jones, very skilled fighter. I think he's got to keep his distance. Look for takedowns if it comes an opening. But I just really think that Bader, if you look at the competition, Bader's fought better competition. He beat Little Nog in boring. He's got a boring, unless he lands his big right hand, he's got a very boring style to him, because he's got that wrestler mentality. Hey, I'm going to get you down, stay out of submissions, land one or two big shots. That, is not exciting over fight. He just has moments to where he's able to capture the moment of the round and get the nod on the judge's scorecard. This is a very tough fight for me, but I really think that Ryan Bader is going to win this fight. I think he's going to find a way to get inside the reach of Jon Jones. I think he's going to have some vicious takedowns on Jon Jones. And he's going to be able to, because we've never seen Jon Jones off his back. And, if you just look at Jon Jones' frame, you think he's going to be pretty good at jiu-jitsu. And I think he will be. But Ryan Bader's got really good posture. I believe he's going to be able to stay out of Jon Jones' submission. I really do see this fight being a lot of Ryan Bader being on top 95% of the time. Probably not being the most exciting fight of the world. But I see Ryan Bader controlling this fight, getting the fight down to the ground and avoiding submissions, and probably getting standing up a couple times and getting the fight right back down. My prediction, Ryan Bader, unanimous decision. Another upset special right there. Third fight of the night, kind of a card filler, and Jake Ellenberger and Carlos Rocha. Ellenberger, in my opinion, is a top 15 guy. And I say that if you had to rank him, you can't rank him that high just because of the fact of the competition. But I think, he's got good hands, got good wrestling. And I think this is a showcase fight for Ellenberger, because even Joe Silva originally had him fighting John Fitch on this card. But, with the BJ Penn coming up to welterweight, that kind of shuffled things around. But Ellenberger is going to put on, I expect him to end this fight in the first, second round TKO. And be looking for Jake Ellenberger to get a very interesting fight after he has a great performance here. Jake Ellenberger, second round TKO. Co-main event, Rich Franklin, Forrest Griffin. Very very similar style fighters. Both of them got good stand-up. Franklin's probably got a little bit better wrestling. Griffin with the better jiu-jitsu. Very competent in all positions of MMA. Good on the feet. Good in the. Franklin's gotten better on the clinch since the Anderson Silva fiasco that he had. Very complete fighters. I think the difference in this fight, and once again I've told you guys this before, is ring rust. Forrest Griffin has not fought since November of 2009. And I think that's going to be the difference in this fight. That, and I think Franklin's going to land a big shot. Where Forrest cannot end this fight. There's no way Forrest Griffin's going to end this fight. He don't hit hard enough to finish Franklin. Where I think Franklin can finish this fight because he's got extremely good power in both hands. Forrest's only way of winning this fight is on the scorecards, but I see Franklin catching Forrest in the second round. I just think the ring rust, Griffin's timing's going to be off, and Franklin just being the more powerful of the two. Griffin's probably stronger, but just as far as punching power, Rich Franklin's definitely got a huge advantage there, and I think he's going to, Forrest is going to, he's got the rust, and I think his timing's going to be off, and Franklin's going to get his timing down, and I think he's going to catch Forrest Griffin and finish it via strikes in the second round, Rich Franklin. Main event of the evening, Anderson Silva, Vitor Belfort. A lot of this is kind of like the way this fight has slowly started to build up. This is the end of Anderson Silva. I don't see that, guys. I really don't. I know most people are picking Belfort in this fight, and I just don't see it. One, I think Anderson's better on his feet, and the problems that Anderson does have, if he has a wrestler that can get him down. Belfort's been training with Couture. There's a lot of talk with maybe, Belfort, if he feels uncomfortable on his feet, he's going to get this fight to the ground. Belfort don't have the wrestling to really, I think that's a dangerous idea for Belfort because Anderson's guard, he has proved time and time again that he will end you. And Belfort and Anderson's guard for any longer time, I do not see being a good situation for Vitor Belfort. Once again, timing's going to be off for Vitor Belfort. He's actually not fought since I think it was UFC 103, so that's been a year and a half since Vitor Belfort's fought. So the ring rust is going to be there for Vitor, and everybody keeps saying, well, if Vitor's in the right place, he's one of those, he's an elite guy. How many times do we have to say this? Vitor Belfort in big fights chokes. It may stun a lot of you. I love Vitor Belfort. He's a great fighter. He's an elite fighter. But when it comes time to become the top of the top, you've been on top of the ladder. Vitor Belfort can climb that ladder. But when it comes to take that final step, the legs get jittery and he falls down. And I just see that being the case, guys. I think Anderson Silva's just he's more well-rounded than Vitor Belfort. I know Belfort's got a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but as we've seen, it's how you use it in the octagon. Anderson's proven he can use it in the octagon. Vitor Belfort's never proven to me that he can use his wrestling. I think Anderson has the better stand-up, and I see Anderson catching Vitor Belfort in the second round, and I see him just landing a shot and finishing the fight via strikes. The only thing that worries me about this fight, I think if Silva, is obviously ahead on the scorecards after 3 rounds, he has showed that he don't mind coasting those 4th and 5th rounds. Not that he just won't take any chances. But my final prediction on this, guys, is Anderson Silva, 2nd round TKO victory. I think the reign of Anderson Silva continues as the best pound for pound fighter on the planet. Check back after UFC 126, guys. I'll do my recap video to see how I did. If you like, my big pick is take Ryan Bader. He's a 3-1 underdog, guys. Peace out. See you guys next weekend.